Alright, in this video we're going to look at how to make this complex progress bar, and this complex progress bar is changing dynamically right now. It's based off of my music percent. I am playing one of my son's favorite albums here, the PJ Masks album. So we can, go through whatever song up here, and now this song just started over, so now the blue is starting over as well. If I go back into this same song and I fast forward close to the end, let's say right around there, exit out of here, and now you're going to see the progress bar fill up. And now the next song, there we go. But before we dive into that, I need a favor from every single one of you who watched this video. Please take 30 seconds out of your time and click on the link in the pinned comment below. Do you want a full-length calendar tutorial series for the Kustom apps? Yes or no? Whether you want it or not, please click on the link, click yes, click no. And the reason why I'm asking you all to do this is because if I did a tutorial series on the calendar, it would be the longest one I've ever done, and probably the longest one I'll ever do. Who knows though? At least 10 videos, because the calendar is very involved. Check out that video I posted last week. Well, that's if you're watching it today or sometime in the near future. It is Friday, August 31st, 2018, but I did post a calendar video last week. So a simple yes or no, and if you do want one, I have no problem making it, but it will put a delay on all of these other requests that we have here. Today we're going to look at the complex progress bar, but I have plenty to keep me busy, as you can see here. So either way, I'm cool with it. I want feedback from you all. Now the request for the complex progress bar, the user sent me a link to this, and basically I've created somewhat of a similar progress bar in my Kustom app. This is a component, so you can use it in KLWP, KWGT, or KLCK. So here is that component. You can get this from my free components folder, complex progress bar, and inside of that complex progress bar, let me show you the general setup and then we'll dive into the globals. We have stuff. This is a horizontally centered stack group. I do have some padding, but I called it padding. That's just a number global variable that will allow me to adjust the margin, which is the space between each one of these bars, or just rectangles. And by rectangles, inside of this horizontally centered stack group, that's all I have inside of here are a bunch of rectangles. Now let me go over some things with you before we dive into the globals. I'm going to click on this first rectangle here, that one right there. I have some number globals applied to it for the width and for the corners. The height is totally random, so you can adjust that height to whatever you want. And that's what you're going to do to every single rectangle that you create right here in a little while. Don't create all of them yet. And then for the paint, we have a paint code as well that I'm going to go over with you, GV prog code. Think of that as progress code. And now what I want to show you, this first rectangle that we have here, it actually has a module index of 0. I'm on that first rectangle again. Let me come to my height. I'm just going to go somewhere and I'm going to show you a random code real quick. I'm going to take this away right here in a moment. If I do the code SIM index, the first rectangle has a module index of 0. But ultimately what I'm going to be doing to this in a moment is I'm going to be adding 1 to it. That way my first rectangle has a number of 1 associated with it. Now let me take that code away because I don't want that to be my height. And let me back out of here and let me go down to the last rectangle. I have 50 rectangles in this progress bar. So now I'm on my last one, and I want you to think, what's the module index of this thing? If I have 50 rectangles and I'm on the last one, this should have a module index of 49. Well, let's just check that again on this last rectangle. Check it out. It has a module index of 49. But ultimately what I'm going to be doing is adding 1 to that. That way my last rectangle, in this case I have 50 rectangles, I'm going to associate that last rectangle with the number of rectangles that I have. I hope that makes sense. Now you'll see why that's important right here in a moment, and I took that height off. Now let's go look at the globals. 2 colors, one to show the progress, and then we have that background, that gray color. So I called them C1 and C2. And now what I'm going to do for the sake of this tutorial is I'm going to cut test on. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow me to manually adjust this progress. I'm going to knock it all the way down to 0 and notice all of the blue is gone. Bump it up to 100, the progress fills all the way up. And anything in between is going to go down or up depending on that number. Now obviously when you really want to do some progress, whether it be music or battery or whatever, you want to cut this off. That way it's tracking the music or the battery. I'm going to show you all of that in a moment. For now, I'm going to cut this back on and I'm going to set my progress to 50 or whatever, just for testing purposes. Now, num bars, you want to change this number to match the number of bars or rectangles that you have inside of your complex progress bar. The width, we can make the rectangles wider or skinnier. The corners, you can give it a hard edge or a rounded edge. 360 rounds these rectangles edges off, and you can't really tell here, but those are rounded. Whereas if you bump this down to 0, it will give it a hard edge. The padding is the spacing between each individual rectangle. I'm going to bump that down to say about 8. That way it takes up the full width of my screen. Now here's the good stuff. Prog code, think of that as progress code. This is going to return the color of each rectangle based on where it is inside of that module, the module index. So let's look at prog code first. Progress code is going to return some color, whether it be blue or gray, that GVC1 or GVC2. Now, if my test, that on-off switch, if GV test, that means if the test switch is on and my test progress, if that is greater than or equal to the module index plus 1, remember that can be anything from 1 all the way up to the number of rectangles you have. So in my case here, it goes from 1 to 50 because I have 50 rectangles. Remember how I showed you the plus 1 earlier in this video. So if test progress is greater than or equal to that divided by the number of bars times 100. Well, in this case, if I'm on my last rectangle, its module index is 49, but when we add 1 to it, we get 50. And if we take 50 and divide by the number of bars, which is 50, that's that number global, times 100, well, that's going to be 100 because you have 1 times 100. Now, Test Pro can change based on how I'm adjusting that number from 0 to 100 that I showed you earlier. But anytime the test switch is on and my progress is greater than or equal to that number, I want to see the blue color, GVC1. Now, if that's not the case, then we want to say, okay, is the test switch on and is Test Pro less than that same code? If that's the case, we want to see C2, which is the gray. That means our progress has not reached that point or that particular rectangle inside of the stat group. Now you may notice that I'm duplicating codes with the exception of the inequality, and the reason why I'm doing that is because if neither one of these cases are true, and the only time this case and this case will not be true is when my test switch is off. And that is when we really want to see some progress, maybe for battery or music. So if neither one of these conditions here are true, that means it's not going to return this or this, it's going to go to the GV Real Pro. Think of that as real progress. So what progress do I really want to track here? Well, that's this Next Text Global Real Pro. In this case here, I'm testing music percentage. That's inside of the MI stuff, music information. And right now the music percentage, the track position is 68 blah 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 percent. That's probably going to change because I think my songs are still playing. Now the only time this is going to actually run is based on that other code I showed you, prog code. If the test switch is off, if I cut that test switch off, I'm ready to actually get some real progress, whether it be music or battery or whatever, and it's going to run this code. So it's going to do the same code that I've already gone over back in prog code, and if this is true, if the music percentage is greater than or equal to that same code from earlier, I want to see the blue, otherwise I want to see the gray. I separated these things into two text globals just to kind of show you how it all works. They're all talking to each other essentially. But what you can do now, I've already showed you the music percentage back at the beginning of the video. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to my battery stuff and let's look at battery level in percent. So what I can simply do here is I can come and change my code to BI and not percent but level. Now this is returned to us as a whole number. I'm not going to use the percent there, but it's 95. So battery level, this BI level will be somewhere between 0 and 100. We want a whole number here, or we don't want 0.95 for 95%. We want 95. I hope that makes sense there. So now that I've changed this code to battery level, let's check this. And now you may say, okay, my battery is 96%, but this bar is not full. That is because I have the test on. Let's cut this off and check it out. Now we are tracking battery percentage. So whatever you really want to track, come down to Real Pro, put that code in there, whether it be music or battery or whatever, and then as long as your test switch is off, it should track that. Just bear in mind some very important things here. Make sure the number of bars matches the number of rectangles you have. Make sure whatever thing you're really tracking, make sure it is a number between 1 and 100. We don't want to use 0.01 for 1%. We want to use 1 for 1%. Now, once you have all of those codes set up, once you come back into stuff, now you're ready to create those rectangles that I showed you. So back to that first rectangle, apply your width, apply your corners, and apply the paint of prog code. You don't have to use the Real Pro code because the Real Pro will be accessed from this code if our test switch is off. And then once you do that, copy and paste that rectangle. And then the only thing you have to change for each other rectangle that you add is adjust the height to whatever height you want. So if I want to make this one really, really big for some reason, that's totally fine. Copy and paste, everything else is good to go. And what's so nice about this is that we don't have to change any more color codes. But if you did want to change the color code or some type of progress code, all you have to do is come back into here, and you don't have to go in all 50 or 100 or how many ever rectangles you have there. Again, just another way to show the power of SI module index. And there you have it. That's the complex progress bar, and that's it for this video. I hope it helped.